Zener diode is a heavily doped PN junction which is made to operate in reverse bias. So it is a PN junction. Now to understand a Zener diode and the formation of a PN junction in a Zener diode, you should understand PN junction diode, the link of which is given in the description. So you can refer that. Now, since it is heavily doped, what do you mean by heavily doped? More number of impurities are added to both to form a P and N type semiconductors. Now, when it is heavily doped, the concentration of majority charge carriers become more and the concentration of minority charge carrier become lesser. Why concentration of majority charge carriers become more? Because one impurity atom give rise to one electron. So if you dope with more impurity atoms, more electrons are created in N type and more holes are created in P type. But at the same time, the minority charge carrier amount or count decreases. Why? Because you have the equation Ne into NH, that is equal to Ni square. Ne is the number of electrons, NH is the number of holes, Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration. So let us say you take a N-type semiconductor, Ne is known, that is nothing but almost equal to the donor impurity. So how many number of holes, that is the minority charge carriers, that is NH is equal to Ni square divided by Ne. Ni square is a constant. Now as Ne increases, the number of holes in N-type decrease. So similarly, you can extend the same explanation for P-type also. Compared to an ordinary diode, the minority charge carriers are lesser in number, majority charge carriers are more in number. And this is the symbol of a Zener diode. So see here, it is Z, implies Zener. And this is the anode and this is the cathode. Now to understand the working of this, there are two working models here. One is when the diode is forward bias and when the diode is reverse bias. When the diode is forward bias, what do you mean by forward bias? Higher potential is connected to P-type and lower potential is connected to N-type. Now what happens is when higher potential is connected to P-type and the lower potential is connected to N-type, the electrons are repelled by the negative of the battery. This battery, holes are repelled by the positive of the battery. So till 0.7 volt, very less amount of charge carriers flow, because here there is a potential that is called as barrier potential with this polarity. P is at lower potential, P side, and N is at higher potential. This is 0.7 volt for silicon. For germanium, 0.2 to 0.3 volt. So if any electron want to cross the junction, it has to overcome this barrier. So if I take silicon as an example, the electrons from N side require minimum of 0.7 volt. Till that, very less amount of current flows because very few amount of charge carriers have the energy to cross the junction. So the current flowing will be very less. Once the voltage reaches to 0.7 volt or more than that, all the electrons acquire energy and they go from the N side to P side and constitute current. So till 0.7 volt, very less amount of current flows. Once 0.7 volt cross, large amount of current flows. So if the large amount of current flows, voltage across the diode will be very less. Increase is less. And this voltage is called as knee potential or cut-in voltage, which is similar to a forward bias diode. So as far as the forward bias diode is concerned or Zener diode is concerned, it is nothing but a forward biased diode itself. So there is no speciality in this. Now this is a circuit to draw the forward characteristic. See here, P side is given a higher potential, N side is given a lower potential. And the current is measured by the milliammeter because current is in the order of milliamperes. Here, the voltage across the diode is noted down. So the voltage across the diode will not exceed 0.7 volt in the case of silicon, and in the case of germanium it will be 0.2 to 0.3 volts. But the Zener diode is normally used in reverse bias. See, that is, higher potential is connected to N side and lower potential is connected to P side. See, what happens now is, when you increase the reverse bias, the width of the depletion region also gradually increase. So to understand this, again you should know the forward and reverse characteristics of a PN junction. The link is again given in the description. You can refer that. Only minority charge carriers cross the junction, as in the case of a diode. It is also here also same. But see the width of the depletion region compared to an ordinary PN junction. It is lesser. So for the equal voltage of Zener and ordinary diode, the width of the depletion region is more for ordinary diode compared to a Zener diode. So that is, you apply 5 volt to a Zener diode, 5 volt to an ordinary diode. The width of the minus 5 volt I am talking about. The width of the depletion region in the ordinary diode is more than the Zener diode. Okay, but in both the cases, ordinary or Zener diode, the width of the depletion region increases with increase in reverse voltage. Now, you know that because of this barrier potential, there is an electric field generated from higher potential to the lower potential. Higher potential is N side, lower potential is P side. This is the electric field of the junction. Now, as you increase the reverse voltage, say V, the width of the depletion region increases and the electric field also increases. So as V is increased, the electric field increases. How electric field increases? What is electric field? Electric field is equal to V divided by X or D, whatever. D is the distance. Now distance increases because when you increase the reverse voltage, width of the depletion region increases, but that width will be in the order of micrometer. But what is the increase in voltage? It is in the order of volt. That is why electric field increases. Now, as you increase V, electric field increases. Only minority charge carriers cross the junction because these minorities are repelled by the positive of the battery. These minorities are repelled by the negative of the battery. So they cross the junction. And since they are very less in number, the current will be very less. So current will be very less, almost it is zero. Now for a particular voltage, the electric field is more than the threshold electric field. Let us say for this, the threshold electric field is 5 into 10 to the power 6 volt per meter. This is for silicon. When you increase the voltage, the electric field also increases. When the electric field of the junction reaches to 5 into 10 to the power 6 volt per meter, the electrons break the covalent bond in both the sides, P and N, and they come out. When the electrons come out, what will happen? So here large number of electrons are liberated, and in the valence band there are equal number of holes are generated. Here also, when the electrons are liberated or break the covalent bond, they come out. In the valence band, again holes are created. Okay, so in both the cases, electrons and holes are generated. But these minority charge carriers, here majority charge carriers, electrons in this case and holes in this case, they are attracted. Electrons are attracted. Holes are attracted. E plus, if I say. This is E minus, this is E plus. Now what are remaining? Remaining are the minority charge carriers. They cannot be attracted. Where they will go? See, this is the negative. Here the minority charge carriers are electrons, so they will be repelled and they are moved towards the junction. So large number of electron hole pairs are generated, and those are nothing but the minority charge carriers. Large number of minority charge carriers are generated and they cross the junction. So all of a sudden what happens is the current or the conductivity increases rapidly and drastically. Now, when the current increases, what about the voltage across the diode? It has to be constant. And this voltage across the zener at which the current increases rapidly in the reverse bias, that is called Zener breakdown. This is called Zener breakdown. So once the diode attains Zener breakdown, the voltage across the diode is constant. But remember, the current is not the same. Now, this is the experimental setup to understand or to study the reverse characteristics. Here, negative is connected to P side, positive is connected to N side, and this is the voltmeter which is used to measure the voltage across the zener. And here, use a milliammeter, not a micrometer used. So here, milliammeter is used because the current will be in the order of milliamperes here. So that is why we use a milliammeter. So you gradually increase the battery voltage and note down the corresponding voltage across the diode and the milliammeter or the current meter reading. And here, this is the breakdown, and this breakdown is called Zener breakdown. And here the diode is said to be heavily conducting. This is called as heavily conducting. But remember, see, in the case of an ordinary PN junction, if this occurs, this is called as avalanche breakdown where the diode spoils. But here the diode is not spoiled. The diode is said to be heavily conducting. So once it conducts heavily, the voltage across the diode is constant. Here, what is the value of Zener breakdown? Zener breakdown may be 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 5 volt, 10 volt, lesser voltage. But avalanche breakdown is larger value in the order of 100 volt or in 100 volt or 150, 200 volt, etc. This will be lesser voltage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 8 volt, etc. And this region or this property where once the voltage exceeds the Zener breakdown, the voltage across the zener is constant. This property is used in voltage regulators. So in the forward bias, it is of no use using a Zener diode. You can use an ordinary diode itself, but here this cannot be obtained from an ordinary diode. This has to be obtained from a Zener diode.